Kettle chips aren't just a snack. They're a journey that begins in the heart of Norfolk, a region so perfect for growing potatoes, it might as well be called a potato paradise. But what makes Norfolk so special? It's all about the magic of the land. The soil here is rich and loamy, the sun shines just right, and the climate is consistently mild, creating the ideal conditions for growing top-notch spuds. And here's a fun fact. Norfolk's farming traditions date back to Roman times, meaning the art of growing potatoes here has been perfected over centuries. But growing great potatoes is only the beginning. Every potato must be uniform in size, shape, and sugar content to ensure the chips turn out just right. After all, nobody wants a chip that's too crispy, too soft, or just plain uneven. And speaking of sugar, did you know the perfect potato for kettle chips has just the right amount of natural sugar? Too much, and the chips burn. Too little, and they lose that golden crunch. It's a delicate balance, and Norfolk's farmers have it down to a science. From the fields to the factory, every step of the kettle chips process is a blend of tradition, precision, and innovation. Stick around to the end, and we'll reveal a surprising fact about how these chips make it from harvest to your hands in record time. Trust us, you won't want to miss it. Now let's dive into the fascinating journey of how these humble Norfolk potatoes transform into the crunchy, flavorful chips we all love. The harvest. The real fun starts once the potatoes are completed. A mechanical harvester goes through the fields and collects the crop, loading them into trailers, but there is an important pit stop back at the farm. These potatoes have to go through a picking table, where a team of staff examines every single potato before it can move to the factory. Their job is to spot and remove any defects that may have sneaked in during harvesting. By the time this step is done, these clean, high-quality potatoes are prepped to move on to the next stage. Speed is critical. From the farm to the factory, it takes only 30 minutes. In other words, these potatoes go from being freshly harvested to turning into delicious chips in just half an hour. Once the potatoes are brought to the factory within the transportation truck, there is an entire sequence of cleaning that takes place. The first step includes the destoner, which, as the name suggests, removes small stones that might have slipped in. Following this, they undergo a thorough washer, after which they go for a clean. By the end of this process, these potatoes are as clean as they've ever been and ready to shine. Cooking. The next phase is the attractive one, turning potatoes into chips. Kettle-style potato chips stand out in the snack world, offering a unique texture and flavor that sets them apart from their conventionally fried counterparts. These chips are known for their hard bite texture, harder, crunchier, and more robust than typical continuous process potato chips. Adding to their appeal is a subtly sweeter flavor profile, which many consumers find irresistible. But what exactly gives kettle chips their distinctive charm? It all comes down to the batch frying method. First, they're sliced thinly and evenly. This step is crucial because uneven slices could result in chips that cook differently, and consistency is everything. In the kettle frying process, potato slices are cooked in batches rather than continuously. This involves placing a set amount of potato slices into a kettle of hot oil, typically heated to around 150 to 160 degrees Celsius. This batch method requires about 13 minutes of frying time. During this period, the slices are manually stirred or raked to ensure even cooking. This manual process not only enhances the texture and flavor, but also limits the size of the fryers, as the operator needs to be able to reach every part of the kettle. While mechanized stirrers are available, the physical constraints of fryer size still remain. One fascinating aspect of kettle frying is the temperature dynamics. When raw potato slices are added to the hot oil, the oil's temperature drops significantly, sometimes by as much as 28 degrees Celsius. Over time, the temperature gradually rises again, creating a U-shaped time versus temperature profile. This profile is critical in developing the intense flavor and satisfying mouthfeel of kettle chips. The gradual heating process allows for the caramelization of sugars in the potatoes, contributing to the sweeter taste that distinguishes kettle-style chips from those made in continuous fryers. However, this process is far from simple. The production of kettle chips requires precise adjustments to maintain the ideal U-shaped temperature curve. Variables such as oil volume, frying temperature, and potato batch size can all impact the final product. Even the equipment plays a role. Modern kettles, typically made of stainless steel and heated by gas burners, come in varying sizes. Most batch operations produce between 125 and 200 pounds of chips per hour, with some smaller fryers handling as little as 60 pounds and larger ones reaching up to 300 pounds. Seasoning is what differentiates each chip from another. They are first checked for quality control before being lifted to the seasoning stage. In this stage, the chips are covered with magic, like blends. Standard blends like sea salt and other exotic and non-exotic ones are prepared. Customers are given nothing short of culinary art with every chip, as the meticulousness of the seasoning spreads throughout every single crevice of a chip and guarantees the uniformity of taste to the brand's preferred flavor. However, generating the different blends is a different challenge entirely. But creating those flavors is no easy feat. It starts with inspiration. Anything from TV shows to market trends can spark an idea for a new flavor. Once an idea is born, it's all about experimentation. One of the most common techniques used is spray drying, where a liquid seasoning is sprayed under high heat and pressure. The moisture evaporates rapidly, leaving behind a powder that's ready to coat the chips. The underlying goal and work put into the product requires immense effort, as every single taste needs the right amount of research, development, and perfecting before being brought into the market. The focus may start with a simple cheese and onion blend, but the work needed to find the right suiting target may require a market testing of over 12 different flavors. During the entire process, putting in love and care will help ensure the outcome is worth every single second spent. Packaging and shipping. After the chips are cooked to perfection and flavored just right, they are placed in individual packages, weighed, and placed into a box. Then they can be shipped out for packing. After that, they are wrapped and sent out to clients from all over the UK. It's astonishing to imagine how mere hours after being harvested, the potatoes get to sit on the store shelves waiting to be bought. Apart from cooking chips themselves, Kettle Chips aims at pushing the limit and never letting themselves lag. There's always a new zeal to make new flavors that entice the customers and beat the competition. The team takes cues from everything such as trendy restaurant food, new food products, and even walks to the nearby market. Customers need constant engagement, which is ensured through innovation. Currently, 33% of people in the UK buy Kettle Chips occasionally, but there are around 67% who have not yet bought these chips. The team visualizes this as a chance to think out of the box. There are so many potential customers that can be targeted. Kettle Chips may have its headquarters in the UK, but it has been shipping its product all over the world. Approximately 15% of the chips produced in Norwich get traded abroad, mostly to Europe. The company claims this is the fastest growing segment of the company, which goes to show how much people love these chips across the globe. Building on the community. The company has gained international success, but Kettle Chips has not forgotten about their roots. A majority of the potatoes used come from farmers located within a 30-mile radius of the factory in Norwich. This not only helps local farmers, but also guarantees that the chips are made with the highest quality ingredients. The company strongly believes in its origins from Norwich. In fact, it has been more than 30 years of making Kettle Chips in this region, and the company plans to continue doing this. They chose this area because the conditions for growing potatoes is incredible, and that decision still defines the brand today: sustainability and environmental stewardship. While Kettle Chips' commitment to quality and community is well established, another pillar of their ethos lies in their dedication to sustainability. In an era where consumers increasingly value environmentally responsible brands, Kettle Chips has made significant strides to minimize its ecological footprint. From farm to factory, the company prioritizes practices that protect the planet while maintaining the integrity of their beloved product. Sustainable farming partnerships. The journey begins with the farmers. Kettle Chips works closely with its network of local Norfolk growers to implement regenerative agricultural practices. These methods go beyond traditional farming to restore soil health, enhance biodiversity, and reduce reliance on synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. For instance, many partner farmers practice crop rotation, alternating potato crops with nitrogen-fixing plants like clover or beans. This not only enriches the soil naturally, but also prevents pest infestations, reducing the need for chemical interventions. Additionally, Kettle Chips incentivizes farmers to adopt precision agriculture technologies. Sensors and GPS-guided equipment help optimize irrigation, ensuring water is used efficiently. By monitoring soil moisture levels in real time, farmers avoid overwatering, a critical step in conserving resources in Norfolk's occasionally drought-prone climate. These efforts have led to a 20% reduction in water usage across partnered farms over the past 5 years. Resource efficiency in production. At the Norwich factory, sustainability is woven into every step of the production process. The facility employs a closed-loop water system where water used to clean potatoes is filtered, treated, and reused multiple times. This system saves millions of liters of water annually, a vital achievement in a region where water scarcity can impact agricultural output. Energy efficiency is another cornerstone. The factory has transitioned to renewable energy sources, with solar panels installed across its rooftops and parking areas. These panels generate 40% of the facility's electricity needs, supplemented by wind energy purchased from local providers. Even the heat generated during the frying process is repurposed. Excess thermal energy is captured and redirected to warm the factory during colder months, slashing natural gas consumption by 15%. Eco-friendly packaging innovations. Kettle Chips recognizes that packaging is a significant contributor to environmental waste. In response, the company has pioneered compostable and recyclable materials for its bags. After years of research, they launched a fully home compostable bag in 2022, made from plant-based polymers and cellulose. These bags break down within 12 weeks in household compost bins, a stark contrast to traditional plastic packaging, which can linger in landfills for centuries. For larger shipments, Kettle Chips has partnered with a UK-based startup to develop reusable crates for transporting potatoes from farms to the factory. These crates, made from recycled ocean plastics, replace single-use cardboard boxes and have already eliminated 50 tons of waste annually. Waste reduction and circular economy. Not every potato makes the cut for chip production, but Kettle Chips ensures nothing goes to waste. Misshapen or slightly blemished potatoes deemed unsuitable for slicing are donated to local food banks or transformed into potato starch for use in biodegradable packaging. Even potato peels are repurposed. They're sent to a nearby biogas plant, where they're converted into renewable energy that powers over 1,000 homes in Norfolk. The company has also embraced a circular economy model for its cooking oil. After batches of chips are fried, the sunflower oil is filtered and reused multiple times to extend its lifespan. Once it's no longer viable for cooking, the oil is collected by a biofuel company and processed into clean-burning biodiesel, which fuels the trucks that deliver Kettle Chips to stores across the UK. Renewable energy and carbon neutrality. In 2020, Kettle Chips set an ambitious goal to achieve carbon neutrality by 2025. To reach this target, the company has invested heavily in renewable energy infrastructure. A recent collaboration with a Norfolk wind farm now offsets 100% of the factory's remaining electricity needs. Additionally, the company has begun transitioning its delivery fleet to electric vehicles, EVs, with 30% of its trucks already running on electric power. Carbon offset programs play a role too. Kettle Chips funds reforestation projects in the Amazon and peatland restoration initiatives in Scotland, which absorb CO2, equivalent to the emissions from their international shipping activities. Community and educational outreach. Sustainability isn't just a corporate initiative, it's a shared mission with the community. Kettle Chips hosts annual Green Days at local schools, where students tour the factory, participate in recycling workshops, and learn about sustainable agriculture. The company also sponsors a Young Environmental Innovators Scholarship, awarding funds to students pursuing degrees in environmental science or sustainable engineering. For consumers, Kettle Chips launched a Bring Back the Bag campaign, encouraging customers to return used compostable bags via postage-paid envelopes. Return bags are processed into garden mulch, and participants receive discounts on future purchases. The program has diverted over 10 tons of packaging from landfills since its inception. Future goals and challenges. Looking ahead, Kettle Chips aims to source 100% of its potatoes from organic farms by 2030, a challenging feat given the higher costs and lower yields associated with organic practices. To support this transition, the company is funding farmer training programs and subsidizing certification fees. Another frontier is reducing sodium content in seasonings without compromising flavor. By experimenting with seaweed-based salts and herb-infused blends, Kettle Chips hopes to offer healthier options while maintaining their signature taste. Conclusion: Kettle Chips' sustainability journey is a testament to the idea that snack food production need not come at the planet's expense. By marrying innovation with tradition, the company proves that environmental stewardship can enhance rather than hinder quality and flavor. For Kettle Chips, every crunchy bite is not just a delight for the taste buds, but a step toward a greener future. It is that sense of commitment and attention to detail that makes Kettle Chips stand out from the rest, right from the farmers taking care of the potatoes in the field, up until the workers in the factory are making sure every chip is perfect. It is always a group effort. It is their mission to make sure each step in the process results in the best product for the customer. But it's not just about making great chips, it's about creating an experience. The flavors, the crunch, and the commitment to quality all come together to make Kettle Chips a beloved brand. Whether you're grabbing a bag for a party, pairing it with your favorite dip, or enjoying it straight out of the bag, every bite tells a story of dedication and craftsmanship. Have you ever tried Kettle Chips, and how were they? Let us know in the comments section below, and make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.